Pacific Bell's objective is to provide customers with the best possible telecommunications service, no matter what. Accomplishing that mission in a region as fire, flood, and earthquake prone as California means you've got to be ready for just about anything. Pacific Bell has established special facilities in seismically reinforced buildings, regional emergency operating centers, where experts from all departments can gather to manage emergency recovery efforts in the most effective manner possible. The centers are equipped with state-of-the-art communication systems, including backups, so statewide operations and decision makers will have the information and feedback they need to do their jobs in an emergency. Here, practice is a way of life. Every detail must be worked out, every contingency game planned. Drill after drill must be run, till everything is smooth as clockwork, every move second nature. Then it must all be done again, this time with a different scenario, changing details, refining techniques, gaining knowledge, using expertise and experience to anticipate every possible type of event. Because crisis always comes without warning, and everyone here knows that someday, inevitably, it will come. Crisis struck the Los Angeles area on January 17, 1994. The Northridge earthquake, 6.8 on the Richter scale, was one of the most devastating natural events in history. Almost immediately after the quake, trained personnel from the Los Angeles Emergency Operations Team began arriving at Pacific Bell's Emergency Operating Center in Sherman Oaks. Commercial power was out, but the team was prepared. As they had practiced many times, they proceeded for a brief period with flashlights and emergency batteries. Before long, a generator arrived and full emergency power was restored.
Yeah, you can hit the repeater fine from this location with a mobile rig, but a handy talkie on the ground might be hard.
Center personnel had rehearsed their roles well. When the crisis struck, they responded effectively, using carefully structured processes and procedures. As vice president and general manager of the entire Los Angeles area, Chuck Smith immediately relocated from his Pasadena office to the Emergency Operating Center. Early in the crisis, he reported the successful progress of Pacific Bell's emergency recovery efforts in a conference call to the governor of California.
Telephone service is complete, and we have no isolated offices, and all of our emergency engines and equipment are now in full deployment, which says that service is back and active, engaged in Los Angeles.
In the hours and days ahead, the team would work extended shifts, putting to use all they'd learned in countless drills. As planned, the EOC served as a communications hub, coordinating efforts to resolve emergency situations while providing continual updates to company management, state and federal government, and all concerned agencies. With experienced personnel drawn from a broad range of disciplines, the center had all the expertise required to make damage assessments, prioritize what had to be done, and direct a field force of thousands to accomplish it. Even as aftershocks continued to rock the area. Personnel and vehicles were mobilized, portable generators, emergency cooling systems, fuel and water supplies were deployed where needed. Structural damage assessments began early the first day, with bracing and emergency repairs continuing on through the night. Extensive structural damage to the Melrose Central Office prompted an EOC decision to deploy the Restoration Express trailer.
In case something might happen to the switch, we have capability for alternate phone service from that trailer. Generally, we always try and transfer restoration lines first. That would be police, hospital, major companies that are dealing with restoration activities.
As a result of these combined efforts, the Pacific Bell network remained in service throughout the quake aftermath. In fact, the company's call completion rate was 110% of normal. Every central office and tandem maintained operations. All service restrictions due to damaged equipment were restored in less than a day. Service and repair calls were up 300%, but repair requests were still handled the day they arrived. Service requests within 1 to 3 days. The emergency 911 network was virtually unimpaired. The emergency recovery effort taught Pacific Bell some valuable lessons.
We learned that our training paid off. It was almost like we were going through a drill again. You had to pinch yourself and remind ourselves that it was real. The ground shaking every 30 minutes or so reminded us of that, though. Everybody you see sitting in here are the experts. They're the ones that know what to do and know how to get the resources to do restoral work. It's been just like we've trained for and just like we would expect. They've used that expertise to just do a fantastic job.
The Northridge Earthquake of 1994 killed 57 people, injured 9,000, left 20,000 homeless. Damage estimates ranged as high as $30 billion. An enormous catastrophe by any measure. And yet, through it all, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Sherman Oaks EOC, Pacific Bell kept its pledge to provide excellent service to its customers. On the day of the quake, 154 million calls were completed, compared to a usual daily average of 70 million.
I want to thank all employees, particularly those in Southern California, who have stepped up to the immense challenges of the last few days following the Los Angeles earthquake. I know I share with all employees throughout the state great pride in the way we went about our business to restore and maintain our vital services.
Card 243.
The emergency operating centers will be ready to respond again, wherever and whenever the next crisis occurs.